Hello everyone! Welcome back to Witch Vamp Tarot. Today we'll be taking a look at what sort of rest would be most beneficial for you right now. So for this reading, I've taken the Four of Swords from 3 different decks. Please pick whichever version of the Four of Swords you feel most drawn to. And if you feel drawn to more than one, that's no problem. Just means that there could be more than one message here for you today. For anyone who likes to pick with crystals, let me show you each of them up close now. Pile number 1 is Hematite. Pile number 2 is Opalite. And pile number 3 is Amazonite. Feel free to pause the video and take all of the time that you need to choose your pile, and I'll see you over in your reading. Let's get started with pile number 1 right now. Hi, pile number 1. So if you've chosen pile number 1, your Four of Swords card is from the Murder of Crows deck. And your crystal is the Hematite. So before we get into pulling any more cards, the first thing we're going to do, since this is an afternoon tea and tarot, is we are actually going to pick from my box full of tea bags here. We're going to pick out a tea to kind of serve as like a little vibe check for your reading. Get an idea right off the bat. Oh yeah, this is going to be loud. Of what sort of rest you might be needing. All right. So for pile number 1, your tea selection is this Samidori matcha. And with matcha being what came out, I would say this pile could be one in need of a little burst of energy rather than just like a totally chill, relaxing type of rest. I have a lot of options in that box that are just like herbal, no caffeine, more relaxing types. Not that matcha isn't relaxing in its own way, but that's what I would think right off the bat with getting this matcha. Of course, matcha also has a lot of antioxidants and health benefits, so that might be something that would be beneficial to you. But yeah, I'd mainly be keeping in mind that this could be a group that could use a little burst of energy and shouldn't shy away from having an energetic type of rest. So from there, let's get into your tarot cards and see what we're dealing with. Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. I was gonna draw 3, and we got 3 popping right out. So for the first one, your situation, current situation, current vibe, you got the 10 of Cups. So yeah, rather than something having been like bringing you down, maybe this is you've hit some point where now you can rest in celebration. Type of rest, we've got the 7 of Wands. And then the last one was going to be kind of wisdom from your higher self or spirit or the universe or however you want to take it on, yeah, what kind of rest would benefit you, or also specifically how to kind of carve out the space and time to actually take it. And with that, you've got the 7 of Cups. All right, so let's get into looking at these 3 together. And like I was saying with the first one that came out, which is kind of representing your current situation, what you got is the Ten of Cups, and this would be like the culmination of something, maybe a project or any sort of thing that you've been putting a lot of effort towards, or just even like a life path, life cycle, some kind of big culmination. It could be a business taking off after putting a lot of work in, graduating, you know, from school, just something really paying off, a great culmination, and this is like a very happy and emotional time. So I'm thinking here that you've been putting so much work into this, and it's not that you need the kind of rest where you've been slogging away and you're so drained, but it's more that it's time to stop and it's time to celebrate. Take that time to really congratulate yourself on everything you've done and how far you've come, and that it's all, you know, coming together at this point. Even though you might be tempted to just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, like, oh, it's going so well, let me just do a little more, a little more. It's all right to stop for a moment and, you know, really just take that time to pause and really like soak it in. So then next, your second card was the Seven of Wands, and that was in the position of your exact type of rest that would benefit you the most. And with the Seven of Wands, I find that particularly interesting going with the Ten of Cups, in that it's really about standing up for your own values, defending what you believe in, being very like assertive, courageous. When you have the Ten of Cups, it's like you're already up on top of the world and you've reached this new pinnacle. So from up there, standing strong in your values still, I can kind of see this with sort of two different approaches. One is actually maybe standing up not only for yourself, but your own energy and your own well-being. Like I was saying here, just not continuing to forever push and go harder and harder because it's going well. Oh, if I just keep going, it could be even better. Recognizing that you're here, you know, in this earth in a human body, and that body does need to take breaks. You need the time off. And you don't want to just keep pushing forever until it could, you know, help go up and up and up faster, but then you hit that point of burnout or something like that, and it's best to not end up there. The other way that I'm seeing it also with sort of like the courageousness and defending, almost, I don't want to say less fortunate, but you know, you've reached this pinnacle. There might be people around you who are still on their way up. They're still on their journey and growing. And especially I'm thinking of people who've helped you along the way. Now, from your newfound position, maybe you can help them as well. You would benefit from extending the achievement that you have, inviting people into your celebrations, celebrating them for having helped you, encouraging them to also take time when they're able to, so that you can all steadily keep growing this, whatever it is, together. So then with your final card being the Seven of Cups, and this one is the wisdom from your higher self. Seven of Cups often has to do with having a lot of choices, almost too many choices, like spoiled for choice. And in this case, I'm thinking that while you're taking this time out, you know, a break from all of the work that's got you here, it's going to be a good chance for you to think of the future possibilities while you're not actively still churning away at whatever this is here or led you to this here. You've got a chance to consider where you could go next, or who you might want to bring in with you on this, or how you can help those around you, without still having that constant day-to-day pressure on you to keep moving at the same time that you're thinking of the possibilities. Now it's like downtime, and you can just give yourself that chance to daydream about what could be. And then while you're having this time and seeing all of these possibilities, the best way to move forward would be to give yourself enough time to reach a point of really knowing, like having that certainty and clarity about what your next goal, your next step from having reached this pinnacle will be. And then you'll be able to come out of this restful time with a clear goal, a clear direction. You know exactly what you're doing, and you won't be just piling more things on and go, go, go. That's going to end up like draining you more. Instead, you'll end up with this one solid direction forward, and you can just follow that path confidently and not feel so scattered and frantic. So on these, I am going to pull just one more because I would like a clarifier on the type of rest, as I still feel a little uncertain whether whether you should have your focus more on that idea of taking time, focusing on yourself in this rest, or actually a little bit more focusing on others, celebrating others, defending their space to take rest and things like that. So let's see here we go. So for a clarifier here, we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so with the Five of Pentacles, I feel like it is definitely clear to me here, because Five of Pentacles would be about insecurity, feeling alone or isolated, lacking in support, or seeking out support, and having to make some different adjustments, whether it's financially or mentally within yourself, in order to finally feel that security. But I think in this case that this is about someone or people around you that you can now give that space to, that security to, whether it would just be by recognizing their efforts, encouraging them in some way, or inviting them to celebrate with you, helping them in their next steps, rather than like focusing on what you've been doing so much. It would help you to reach out to those around you, and actually in offering that help, you'll find it rejuvenating to yourself to provide that for someone. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, definitely congratulations on what you've achieved. It must be a big, exciting achievement, and I hope that you have a nice, I would say, throw a party, you know, with the matcha, with this here. Feel free to let it be an energizing sort of break. Don't withdraw too much. Definitely reach out to those around you. Invite your friends around for a fun sort of party together. Encourage them to take time off. Help them find the space and ability to take that time. And I think then after you go through this energizing break period, you'll be thinking of all the ways that you can move forward in the future, and you're going to come out of it with an amazing plan to just keep moving up. It looks like you've got a really good downtime period here that will lead you onto your next step. So the final card I would like to draw here will be an oracle card from the Kuan Yin Oracle deck. I just personally felt called to use this one with the fact that Guanyin canon is the goddess of mercy, compassion, and loving kindness. Maybe we can get another piece of wisdom or advice on what sort of rest will benefit you most right now. So, and apologies if I have to take a little break here when I get the card out. Some of these have some amount of nudity, and I will have to tape over it quickly so that YouTube doesn't get mad at me. But depends which one we get, so let's see. Oh, all right, and it is one that I need to tape over, so give me just a second here to make a little makeshift sensor bar. All right, now that I've got that ready to go, I suppose that should work. So the oracle card that I've got for you here is Empress of the Pearl. You have an inner gift of great value, born of struggle, adversity, and challenge. In wisdom, you know that suffering can lead to growth, provided you are willing to search for a way to heal through it. Seeing challenges as ways to expand your spiritual light empowers you to focus on growing your light rather than getting caught up in suffering. And I think that this coming out here, it really speaks to whatever you must have gone through to have reached this new, high point. Being able to overcome adversity, struggles, challenges has led you to using your gifts, expressing yourself, helping others around you, that you can recognize and empathize with this sort of a thing in others. And honestly, I think we're just getting a reiteration of this message here, that by bringing your gifts to those around you, you're going to be able to help empower not only yourself, because I think this will be sort of like a feedback loop where helping those around you gives you that energy back. You just feel so, good and happy to be able to do this, that everyone involved will then be able to not get caught up in the suffering, but instead just growing together happily. So pile number 1, this is everything that I'm seeing for you here today. Congratulations again on what you've achieved. I hope you have an amazing, energizing rest time, and that you'll come back from your break knowing exactly where you're headed next. If you'd like to support me at all, of course, please like, comment, and subscribe, and everything else everyone always says. And additionally, if you want to check out my shop at witchvamp.com, I've got size-inclusive casual goth fashion, lots of fun things over there. We do restocks most every Thursday, so we just had one yesterday. Please give it a look, share it with your friends that you think might be interested in. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye! Hi, pile number 2. So if you've chosen pile number 2, your deck is the Vampire Tarot. Here's the 4 of Swords from it. And your crystal is this super shiny opalite. So first thing, before we get into drawing more cards, is we're actually going to do, since this is a afternoon tea and tarot, we'll do a little vibe check using this box full of tea bags I've got here. Just already try and get an idea of what sort of energy we might be looking at. Apologies for how loud I'm sure this will be. Alright, here we go. Okay. So here's the tea that I've pulled for you. It is this organic reishi mushroom with rooibos and orange peel. So with this one being the tea that's come out for you, reishi mushroom is supposed to be, and the orange peel as well, maybe even rooibos a bit, supposed to be really good for immunity, like immune system boosting, general health and energy, stress and things like that. So I have an idea, which this is very different from pile number 1, of the kind of energy that we might be dealing with, potentially either like building up, taking time to rest to build up your immune system, your body, your health. That's the kind of feeling that I'm getting. So set this here. And now we have like a starting point, a little idea. And next we will get into your cards. So let's see what we've got here for pile number 2 with the Vampire Tarot. We got one really fast, and now the rest are a little slower to reveal themselves. That's interesting. Oh, we got 2. I'm looking for a third. One more. There we go. All right, so let's see what we have here. For your current situation, we have the Empress. For the type of rest specifically that would benefit you the most right now, we have the 3 of Cups. And this one is wisdom from your higher self or spirit or the universe or however you'd like to take it. And for that, we have the Knight of Cups. All right, so for these 3, I'm going to like quickly go through what I'm seeing from them right away, and then only for this deck, because it is like a bit different from standard tarot decks, the, you know, standard readings. It comes with this guidebook that has short little bits. Some of them are, at least in my opinion, intended to be something a bit different than normal. So we'll take a look at that as well, in case that there's a specific to this deck message for you in there. So what I would say right off the bat, with your current situation being the Empress is a card of like maternal feminine energy, nurturing, creativity, emotions, but it is also a card very focused on self-care and well-being. The feeling that I'm getting is that perhaps you are someone who really takes care of those around you a lot, puts a lot of your energy, and it's just very important to you to be able to take care of people around you. But you have to remember to take care of yourself as well. And we'll get into it over here, but I would even say to remember to let other people take care of you from time to time. The 3 of Cups is often friendship, celebrating with friends and family. Yeah, just like coming together and supporting each other emotionally. With these 2 together, that's where I'm really thinking for you, this being the type of rest you would benefit from, it's to lean on those around you. To let yourself be okay with not always being the one doing the nurturing, doing the caring for everyone, to just join in with them and let those around you both shoulder some of the burdens together, but celebrate together as well. And then the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is often a card of a romantic situation or like new romance coming in. But what I think for you is that with the Empress as well, all this being about rest and self-care, that you should take yourself out on like a fun romantic date, perhaps. Yeah, something along those lines. I'm thinking like take yourself out on a date. Of course, if you have a partner or someone that you might want to go on that date with, that would be perfectly fine too. But I think that perhaps in your situation, in a you know, dating situation, like I said, you're often the one taking care of the other person. So taking some time just to yourself to do whatever it is that you would want to, without having to like worry or feel responsible for the other person having a good time, if that makes sense. I think that could be a really good option for you. I'm also just noticing now, I'm really liking how the light has shifted and is coming in, and it's put this guy here like in the shadow, and he really is like, it's time to take a nap. So if that's not something you often give yourself the permission or take the time to do, if you're at all able, maybe simply taking a nap would be a good option for you. Just let all the things that you feel responsible for taking care of, like, just give them a second to, you know, you can deal with them 30 minutes later, it's fine, and give yourself that quiet time. So, like I said, let's check in here just to see if there's some different messages than the ones that were coming to me. So here we go. If you want to pause it and take a look at it, you can, but I'll read it for you here. The Empress. This noble bat woman represents charm, grace, and feminine energy, which are symbolized by the rose she holds. Her clear but penetrating glance reflects acumen, dynamism, acquired knowledge, perception, inner strength, and authority. The upright meanings include cleverness, a solution to a problem, stability, good advice, arts, literature, communication, and harmony. So yeah, in this case, it doesn't really change my opinion on what I was thinking with this one. I just think that you're a very nurturing person. It's that kind of feminine energy of taking care of people around you. It would benefit you a lot right now to take care of yourself. So with the Three of Cups, here we go. Three of Cups. 3 cups full of blood-red roses announce happiness, great love, and resurrection. Upright meaning, a union, achievement, optimism, serenity, and good news. Yeah, so this, I feel like it is, if you are in a relationship, then I would once again say kind of what I was taking here as well here, that when leaning on those around you, if you are in a partnership, to let that person take care of you a bit more so that you can be the one in the restful energy. And then finally, the Knight of Cups. So here is the Knight of Cups. Might be a little hard to read this one, but I'll read it now. This Bat Knight brings pleasant news and represents independence and dynamic action. The upright meanings are good professional strides, initiative, conquest, love at first sight, and romance takes center stage. Yeah, I'm still latching on to both that it said here represents independence and romance takes center stage, and a bit with initiative, that in your case, you would really benefit from that kind of romancing yourself, letting yourself take some time to go do whatever you would want. So maybe something that you would usually wait for a date situation to do, just take yourself on that date, put yourself in that kind of situation but alone, so that you won't feel responsible at all or worried about another party in the situation. You can just totally focus on yourself and having a fun time. So pile number 2, I think your message is pretty clear here, and we will just now go straight into the final card we're going to draw, which is from the Kuan Yin Oracle deck. I wanted to draw one of these for each pile because Kuan Yin or Guanyin or Canon is the goddess of mercy, compassion, and loving kindness, and I just felt called to use this one to get a little more wisdom about what kind of rest or self-compassion might benefit you the most right now. So let's see. All right. So here is your Kuan Yin Oracle card. And it is the Blossoms of the Sky Dancer. Kuan Yin guides you to remember the creative energy and spiritual light that are within you, which cause all of life around you to bloom. Creation is a natural spiritual power within you, beloved. Force can slow down the process. It is time to stop striving and allow your manifestation to occur. Trust, let go, allow your creation to flow. I feel like this is the perfect card to get alongside the Empress. It's a very similar energy of having so much creativity, emotional, feminine energy, the spiritual light, causing all life around you to bloom. You're nurturing, very nurturing person to those around you. And just that it's time now to slow down, lean on those around you, take this break, and not feel like you always have to be the one in charge or like the one who is taking care of everybody else. Just having your presence around them, even if they're taking care of you, you will still be bringing out all of these things in everyone around you. So you don't have to worry about it. It's perfectly fine to have that more passive energy and role sometimes. And if you can allow it for yourself now, then it will be even easier to manifest whatever is coming next or whatever creation you might be working on. Just taking this slower time will really help move it to the next level. So pile number 2, this is everything that I'm seeing for you right now. I hope that you enjoy your break time. Be sure to lean on those around you, take care of yourself. Don't worry so much about feeling the need to take care of everybody around you constantly. You're doing an amazing thing for them just with having your presence around. And thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to support me, of course, you can like, comment, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. You can also go check out my shop at witchvamp.com. I've got casual goth, size-inclusive fashion, and we just had a little update yesterday, so we've got some new fun stuff over there, including a lot of mini skirts, so those are perfect for getting ready for summer. Please share it with your friends or anyone you know that you think might be interested. And yeah, enjoy your break, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. So if you've chosen pile number 3, your 4 of Swords is from the Tarot Familiars deck. And your crystal is this Amazonite. So first, before getting into drawing any more cards, what we're going to do, since this is an afternoon tea time in tarot, is we're going to draw one of these tea bags out of this box here and just use it kind of as an initial like energy check to get an idea of what sort of rest might be benefiting you most right now. And it's gonna be loud. Alright, so what I have for you is peppermint tea. Well, with peppermint tea, the first thing that comes to mind is that it is very soothing for your stomach, and that also, of course, it's no caffeine, not a caffeinated type tea, just herbal. That it is both a relaxing and kind of energizing, in a way, tea, like both relaxing for your stomach. But the mintiness, I feel like, at least to me, is a little bit like mentally energizing. It's not like it'll put you to sleep like a chamomile. So potentially what I'm thinking is, because of how I am personally, if I get very stressed, then I have often like not such a good time with my stomach, that maybe you've been dealing with stress that affects your digestive system or something like that. And also that mix of it being relaxing and energizing, calming and energizing, that might be relevant here as well. So we'll keep that in mind and set this here. and then get into drawing your tarot cards. All right, so let's see what message we have for you here from the Tarot Familiars deck. Got 1, looking for 3. One more. Oh, maybe that's a few too many. There's some kind of big energy pushing that one out. We will reshuffle a bit there. Let's see. All right, I just had this one flip over. Interesting. Okay. Well, because so many tried to come out, I already have an inkling that we might be looking for some clarification cards on yours, though we'll see what we have. So for your current situation, you have the Ace of Cups. For the specific type of rest that would benefit you the most right now, you have the Devil. And finally, wisdom from your higher self, or the universe or spirit, whichever way you would like to take it, you have the Tower. Very interesting. Well, pile number 3, you have like a very strong energy here with the 2 major arcana and then also an ace. So with your current situation being the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Cups is, well, all aces are some kind of an opportunity. And with it being cups related to emotions, this could be some type of an emotional awakening, spiritual awakening, or even a new relationship that has come in for you or is coming your way soon. Any one of those sorts of things. I think that something has happened recently that has either brought up or allowed you to tap into some type of emotion that you're not used to experiencing so strongly. And because you're going through this right now, or it will be happening soon, you're being invited to take the time to really process this emotional event. Then if you're able to take that time to really process this event, I think that it's going to turn out to be something that in the end brings you a newfound sense of inner peace and healing. So I think this actually was something positive, like something good, but maybe that you're not used to, and it's really been overwhelming. I honestly, once again, I feel that with this peppermint tea here. I've had this personally myself where something was so overwhelming, even though it was a good thing, it was just like too much to handle. And there you go, you get the stomach issues set off. If this is also perhaps something with a relationship, then I'm thinking like, you know, butterflies in the stomach sort of a thing. That could have been involved. And yeah, just that you're really going to need to allow yourself the time to fully process whatever this is. So then with the type of rest that you could really use right now being the Devil, I think that this really overwhelming emotional thing that has happened perhaps brought up some kind of disconnect within yourself or a feeling of being ashamed. I can relate to this one again when it could be from a positive emotion, either something that you feel like you don't deserve it, or that it's just, like I was saying, so foreign to you that it is extremely overwhelming. You almost want to reject it because of how overwhelming and unusual this is, even though it's a totally positive thing. This type of rest is to take the time, like I was saying, to process these very strong emotions and allow yourself to integrate them. Like, accept the side of yourself that this has brought out, because it might not be it might not be comfortable to you just because it's different, even though, like I keep saying, it is a positive, good thing. It's the kind of thing I feel like that if you saw this happen to a friend or someone around you, you'd think, oh, that's great. I'm so happy for them. This is amazing. But because it has happened to you and you're just sort of feeling either not ready or it's just so different, you're thinking like, oh, this can't be for me. This can't be right. But it is. So you just will have to go through the discomfort a bit, taking that space to fully process and integrate all the emotions that this has brought out. And then you'll find once you feel like centered and that sense of acceptance of your emotional side, then you'll finally be able to feel this for the positive thing that it is. Then finally, and I know this card frightens a lot of people, but please don't be worried. The wisdom from your higher self is the Tower. And honestly, I couldn't have picked a clearer set if I had sat here drawing the cards, like looking at them face up one by one. The Tower is a shocking event, like something that just flips your whole world upside down. So a lot of people worry about the Tower because they think it's inherently like a bad omen or something bad that happened. But I am absolutely convinced that it was this emotional unleashing was so foreign and uncomfortable to you that it was a Tower moment. It was a Tower moment for you. It brought all of these things out that you're just not used to dealing with, that feel so uncomfortable, even though they're positive. And so you're dealing with this having woken up essentially in a totally new internal emotional environment than you're used to ever having. And I think what your higher self is saying here is that, yes, other people might not think that this is such a huge deal as it is to you, but for you, this is something that is overwhelming. It's happening very fast. It's changing everything, and it's making you confront emotions that you usually would never come to the surface. So it's a message of being encouraged to acknowledge and not feel bad for the fact that this has affected you so strongly. We're all different people and things affect us differently. And maybe in popular culture or just like the general sense of how life goes, I'm not really sure, but something like that, people think, oh, this is just how it is. This should be normal. This shouldn't get to you. But it did. And there's nothing to be ashamed of with that. You're just being encouraged to, instead of like, maybe your first instinct with so many emotions coming up is to like repress or look the other way or kind of deny and like shove it down. And that this time it's being set so free with the devil. You just can't do that anymore. And somewhere in the middle of that sentence, my camera's memory card was full and it just shut down. So I suppose whatever I was saying, we're ready to move on from there. I'll just take it that way. But I do want to get one clarifier here for you on the specific type of rest with the devil. I'd just like one clarifier card there to give us a little bit more something specific on your type of rest. So let's see what we got. Okay, I said one, but we have two, so I will take it. So with the two, oh, it's 2 9s. The 2 cards that I've got here are the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. Yeah, so with these two, it's really continuing the exact same message, but just even clearer. The Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is being close to completion with something, but feeling so worn down, just so overburdened, almost that you want to give up, or a feeling like you can't take it anymore. In this situation, I think it is exactly like I was saying, those overwhelming emotions. But if you can just give yourself that time and keep, as hard as it's going to be, keep letting yourself feel everything. Keep letting yourself take it all in and process it. You're going to reach that stage of completion where you're able to integrate it all, and you will just be everything that had felt up until that point so very difficult, almost impossible. It will be your new baseline, like your new day-to-day. You'll be looking back from there and going like, wow, I can't believe that I made it to the other side of that, and now it seems so simple. So just hang in there. And then similarly, the Nine of Swords, this card haunts me all the time. It is a card of anxiety, insomnia, restlessness, sort of when there's things. If there's things that you haven't dealt with by day, they're going to be coming up by night, is how I would put it. If you are dealing with all of these very overwhelming feelings, a very overwhelming situation emotionally, then maybe throughout the day you're putting on a brave face. You're just going about your routine, doing your usual work, things like that, and trying to shove it down, push it down a bit, because I get the feeling that that's like the default way that you might handle so many emotions coming up, and trust me, because I've been there. But this is just here to say, with your specific type of rest, in order to get literal good rest, good sleep at night, you know, things like that, you'll no longer be able to just shove all of this down. It's time to deal with it. It's time to integrate it. And then, like I was saying, after that point, it will just seem so simple from there. And you will be able to get that good rest. You will be able to sleep at night without worrying about it, without feeling so anxious about it, without just like replaying everything in your head all of the time. That's what this one is telling us. All right, pile number 3. Yours is by far the heaviest. You know, I would say I didn't expect this, because this is to me the cutest deck. But at the same time, from personal experience again, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that the cutest deck gave us the heaviest messages. I'm really wishing you all the best with this. I can relate a lot to this one. And I just know that once you're able to take this time to process everything, you're going to be feeling so much better on the other side of it. So for one last card, I'm going to draw a Kuan Yin Oracle card. I just felt like I really wanted to use this one to finish out all of the readings, because Kuan Yin is the goddess of mercy, compassion, and loving kindness. So I think that we can get another very helpful message here from her. Let's see what we've got. I think mercy actually is another really good keyword to keep in mind. Show yourself that mercy in your situation. Don't beat yourself up for struggling, but just give yourself all the time you need to work through it. All right. And once again, I ended up with 2 cards here. So I'm just going to take that and say 2 must be the answer, and give me one moment, because one of these, unfortunately in this deck, there are some, I mean, not unfortunately the deck, but unfortunately YouTube, there are some with some nudity, so I have to censor them so that YouTube won't get mad at me. So here we go. You've got these two. So let's start with this one. It came out a little bit ahead, I believe. Gates of Heaven. All beings have an ultimate spiritual destiny of happiness and freedom. Yet some can become frightened of divine love. Wow. Wow. And believe they will do better to hide from it. This is incredible. I actually seriously got chills up my back from this one. It's absolutely perfect here. Anyway, let me compose myself and begin to read this. Yet some can become frightened of divine love and believe they will do better to hide from it, instead of moving towards it. Sometimes we need to help beings find their way to the light by holding peace and unconditional love in our hearts as we pray for the good that all creatures deserve. Yeah, I don't even think that I need to say anything else. I mean, I can't believe this is one of the two that we've got coming out here. So then let's take a look at this one next. Sacred River Yangtze. Just as the sacred river flows and changes course, you too are evolving in your divine path. Changes in the flow of energy within you and in the momentum of your unfolding life path are imminent. This is exciting. You are growing and changing, and soon your life circumstances will reflect your inner evolution. I truly cannot believe these two cards that I've read to you just now. What a powerful reading you have. I know that you must be really having a I'm feeling it now. I can't even get the words out. I know that this must be a lot to deal with. But like it just said again here, it's all part of the process. It's a lot of energy coming in. It's divine love of some type that you're just not used to experiencing. But wow, once this integration is complete, your whole life will be just elevated that much more. It's going to be amazing. So I'm just I'm just tongue-tied at this point. This one, I have nothing more to add. It was incredible. I would recommend to go back and pause and read these two again, perhaps in the future, if you're feeling like that feeling of just complete overwhelm. Those two messages were so perfect. So pile number 3, this is just such a shocking reading to me. This was a beautiful message altogether. I'm wishing you all of the best with this. I can really relate to your struggle, and I know that you're going to come out on the other side just feeling incredible. So thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to support me, of course, you can like, comment, subscribe, all of those things everyone always says. And also you can go check out my shop at witchvamp.com. We've got size-inclusive casual goth fashion, and we just had a restock yesterday. We restock most Thursdays, so there's some new fun stuff over there right now. Please go give it a look and share it with any of your friends or family you think might be interested, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you again so much for being here. Thank you for letting me do this reading, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.